after many false starts. As you can see, I am headed toward Mount Pleasant. The reason I say false starts, we're finally on this beautiful Wednesday in February going to do a Patriots Point video. Patriots Point is our local Charleston Naval Museum. Two main features being the aircraft carrier Yorktown, which you'll be seeing coming up here to the right in the dash cam video. And I will also zoom in on it on the GPS as we cross over the Ravenel Bridge. Again, the reason I say false starts, this is the third time I've tried to do a Yorktown Patriots Point video. But since I'm a volunteer there, I often get sidetracked and don't get to do a proper full video. So today I'm going to hide my volunteer badge so we don't get any questions. I'm not working on any displays, and I plan on doing a quick introduction to the carrier, at least walking through the hangar deck, looking at some of the aircraft, going up to the flight deck and doing a walk across the flight deck and then back to the gift center. You'll see when I compare this to some of the other especially carriers in the area, I should say in the area, in the country, our facility is really, really nice. Over here you can see the Yorktown. Unfortunately, the rails are probably interfering with the video right now, but definitely you'll be able to see it on the GPS tracker, the locator right here. Yeah, the Patriots Point facility is actually really pretty. I'll probably break it into two videos. We'll probably do one of the carrier Yorktown and the destroyer Laffey. Talk a little bit about each of them. And then we will go over and do a second video on the Vietnam experience and some of the exhibits in the Vietnam experience. And then we will cross the road over to the submarine memorial. We can put the submarine memorial and the Vietnam experience probably in one video because they're not huge displays. It's not like walking through the carrier. So for the Tour Eclectic, our next video, or I should say our next shot after our little edit here, will be us pulling into Patriots Point. Okay. We'll start a little bit early here. I haven't reached Patriots Point yet. We're still on Patriots Boulevard. But I did want to point out here to our left, our minor league soccer team, the Charleston Battery. That's their stadium. Another beautiful waterfront park. We have tons of nice waterfront parks. And there's one down to the right, which is the, I'll pull in behind this vet. I can't say that they are lost. They are actually doing the speed limit. The speed limit on this road is 35, and I'm terrible for speeding. Another beautiful waterfront park right down there. That's the Mount Pleasant Waterfront Park. We'll have to do a whole video just on it one day when I happen to be there. And right here we have Patriots Point, home of the USS Yorktown and the USS Laffey. I usually park back in employee parking, but I'm going to actually pull through the park in the main parking lot simply so you have a view of it. And it looks like the vet in front of us is doing the same thing. Said we'd be pulling in, and I did not lie. Here we are. Hopefully in the video you're getting a good picture of the Yorktown. I'm going to turn the video a little bit this direction so you can see it. And we will pick up on the Osmo Pocket. Alright, we are walking up to the carrier Yorktown. At least the ticket sales for the Patriots Point Naval Museum. Just flipping you around real quick so you can see. Gotta love the Pocket Osmo by DJI. And we'll tuck in here. Take a look at the Yorktown. CV-10. The actual second Yorktown. First one was lost at the Battle of Midway. The aircraft carrier Bonhomme Richards was being constructed. It was already on the shipways. And just to screw with the Japanese, they renamed the Bonhomme Richards the Yorktown because the Japanese thought they had sunk the Yorktown. Our ship production was incredible in World War II. And there we have the admission prices. $27 for adults, $19 for seniors, children free. And the things it includes: Yorktown Laffey Vietnam Experience, the aircraft, and the Medal of Honor Museum. Back up on video. USS Laffey, beautiful destroyer, the ship that would not die. And the Yorktown CV-10. Over here, these are the tour boats that feed Fort Sumter. So these are the Fort Sumter tours. Tour boats. Not sure why they're not moving right now. Seems like they would be. It's a beautiful day. I don't even need a jacket on. I wish the DJI, I keep goofing that up, Osmo Pocket had a GPS reference so you can see exactly where we are and where we're walking. Kind of have to trust me and remember back to the dash cam video as we were pulling in. We'll cut briefly, and the next thing you will be seeing up those stairs under the I Pledge Allegiance sign will be the Hangar Bank. Okay, here we are. Finally, I get an opportunity to do Yorktown, where I don't have any other obligations. We just walked onto the hangar deck. We are walking aft. We may go in here in a little bit. I don't know though. This is the Medal of Honor Museum. And it always seemed a little sacrilegious to me to film in it. I know, call me old-fashioned. B-25, ruptured duck painted up in Doolittle Raid colors. This used to hang off the overhead. I'm glad they brought it down. And this area has changed many, many times over the years. They used to have a cafeteria here. So right now I think it serves mostly for special events together. And now we are walking forward in the flight deck. We have our flight simulator to make the kids throw up. Our Cougar, very similar to a Panther but with swept wings. Some of the models that we are responsible for in my model club, including the poor Franklin here after being battered. Quad 40s. Big Bearcat. The Scourge of the Pacific, the Hellcat. A lot of people don't know that the Hellcat was designed after they located the Crash Zero in the Aleutian Islands. It was designed to specifically battle the Zero. Corsair. We're wondering about the prop on that Corsair. We don't know if it's proper. The Corsair had a huge 14-foot four-bladed prop, and that seems too small. The Avenger torpedo bomber, one of my favorites, the Wildcat. It's always been one of my favorites since I was a kid. Sitting right next to one of my other favorites, the Dauntless, the dive bomber. You see the bomb apparatus down there with the swing arm. So when it's in a steep dive, the bomb will clear the torpedo and not take the tip of the torpedo off, the propeller. The bomb will not take the tip of the propeller off. And the mock-up of the Mercury capsule. This has always impressed me, that somebody is going to strap themselves into that little tiny thing and shoot themselves into outer space. These were amazing men. Project Mercury, there it is. Friendship 7. And I think this is this a Gemini or an Apollo? Can't remember now. If anybody knows, let me know. And this is a special display that was done. It's near and dear to my heart because of these. The Mark V helmets, which I determined were all real. And then some other really, really cool stuff. There's the Laffy being battered. I wish I could get that as a print. Some World War II ship and aircraft recognition models. That's how they trained pilots and gunners. Gunners to recognize the other airplanes, pilots to recognize the ships. Kamikaze fragments, November 25th. Let's come down, there we go. November 25th, 1944, USS Essex CV-9 is hit by a kamikaze on her port edge flight deck. One plane's gassed off. Extensive damage, killing 15, wounding 44, and that's a piece of the aircraft. Japanese flight suits. And we will head out. Next stop will be the flight deck. A quick video of just these, this decorative gate here. The decorative fence is done in old aircraft arresting hooks. An homage to one of the other carriers, the Essex CV-9. Remember, the Yorktown is CV-10. And going up ladder.
Beautiful Hellcat model here. Doesn't look like it needs a whole lot of work. The ready room. I think they just did a movie here using this ready room as the prop. And we're rigged for red. The radio room. Command and Control Center. And one more ladder up. I see sunshine to put us on the flight deck. There we are. All right. There's the front of the island. I thought I was recording earlier. I wasn't. The gift shop and parking area. The Ravenel Bridge. Ravenel Bridge is the bridge that connects Charleston proper, being over here. There we go, Charleston. And cross the bridge into Mount Pleasant. We'll take a look at Charleston proper right here. Notice that the buildings are not as tall as the church steeple. That is a rule, I think, with everything west of Calhoun. So about here to the tip, no building can be taller than the tallest church steeple. And I think that rule, that law, has been in place for quite a while. We have a F-4 Phantom. Over here, an E-1B Tracer, reconnaissance aircraft, radar aircraft. I was speaking with David, who is in charge of maintenance on Patriots Point. He says this is one that is slated for restoration beginning next week. He said the other one that they're going to redo is the Sea King up here. And I asked him what livery they were going to paint it in, and he said the 66 bird that rescued the Apollo astronauts, pulled them out of the drink. There is the island, all the way up to the antennas. Our ham radio club has a facility here. Hornet. There's the Sea King that's getting repainted next week. And this video will be cutting off fairly quickly, and then we're going to do a quick run over at least the deck of the Laffey, the ship that would not die. Sky Warrior, big carrier-based attack plane that really didn't last that long. I want to say this is a Viking. Yep, S3B Viking. F8 Crusader. I want to say that he said that the Crusader was another one of the ones. This must be the the F8, another one of the ones that they're going to redo next week. And I simply say that because he didn't know if it was the Crusader or the Corsair. Ooh, actually the Corsair looks bad too. So it's one of the two that they're going to do next week. The S2 Tracker. And way on the aft deck here, the F-14 Tomcat. The true star of the movie Top Gun. Most people would say it was Tom Cruise. Heck with Tom Cruise. It was this bird right here, the Tomcat. That was the star. And then way back here in the corner, we have a Skyhawk. Look how small. Tiny little bird. Little tiny aircraft compared to something like this brute, the Tomcat over here. And then we're going to look at the Fish House restaurant. Unfortunately, there's the Clamagore. Look how sad she looks. She is never a pretty boat, in my humble opinion, as a former submariner. But now she's definitely not a pretty boat. And they found a leak in her, and they were no longer allowing people on board. And then the marina here, you see a lot of pleasure boats. And we'll come over this side, and we'll look down at the Laffey Destroyer 724, DD 724. And there she is, in all her glory. Her history is amazing. I'm disappointed that they, didn't grab her right after the war and keep the modifications like the hangar deck for the helicopter. But she was a weapon of war. She was not a museum at the time, and she was treated like a weapon of war.